I'm sure, ladies and gentlemen, all of us are aware of the recent passing of truly the #1 jazz writer, Mr. Ralph Gleason.
Ralph J. Gleason died in 1975. The festival had turned from dream to disappointment for him, yet he and Jimmy Lyons remained friends until the end.
Basically, there were just two strong people who had a difference of where the direction of the festival should go. And I wish they had been able to work together, only because I really love them both. But it just didn't, and it was actually, I think, okay in the end. I think Jimmy missed Ralph.
Jimmy, as well as his jazz brethren, missed the legendary writer. Dizzy even composed this improv tribute to the late Gleason. The Monterey Jazz Festival was now in the hands of Jimmy Lyons.
By the 80s, Monterey had fully established itself as a world-class jazz festival. The audience, well, his family, as Lyons affectionately called them, remained loyal.
Well, I think the family feel evolved over the years of having a lot of people that would come back every year.
For us, it's a reunion, family reunion. Our family comes from all over just for the Monterey Jazz Festival.
This is a wonderful experience. It doesn't get no better than this. Everybody's feeling good, looking good, having a good time. How can you get any better? This is the best place to be, the best time of the year. Monterey Jazz Festival right here.
I come in on Friday afternoon. I crawl out on Sunday morning. I've had one of the best times of my life. And a number of long-term fans that I talked to said that this was the social event for their year, and some of them said this was the social event of their lives.
Musicians continued to love to play at Monterey.
Camaraderie between people who started coming in the beginning and kept coming every year. You look forward to meeting these people, and They would always be in Monterey. You could depend on them to be there the day before the festival opened, and we just hang and have a ball.
Full of good times and good stories, the festival had also become a family reunion filled with familiar faces. By 1987, 13 artists alone had made a total of 139 appearances, not counting Dizzy Gillespie, who could pop up at any time, or John Lewis, who had been musical director for more than 20 years. Aside from them, the festival's most frequent player was Clark Terry, an all-purpose player fans loved.
Mr. Terry, were you aware that you hold the title of most frequent player at the Monterey Jazz Festival?
I didn't realize that. I'm flattered to know that. I suppose that's just because I was always sitting around the house doing nothing. They knew I was available. I've had fortune to work with just about all my peers and all the people that I love and respect so much, and people I really enjoy working with, like Bill Berry and Mondell Lowe and Dizzy and Oscar and Ella and Sarah and you name it, you know.
But you were not only a musician, part of the house band, you were you were doing backstage interviews at one point.
Yeah.
You wore a lot of hats.
Yeah. I got a big head, that's why.
Among those performers who returned frequently were a number of divas such as Annie Ross, Etta James, and Carmen McRae. And supreme among them was Sarah Vaughan, who until her death in 1990, at which time she was scheduled to appear at the Monterey Jazz Festival, had made 7 appearances.
That's it.
You can't argue with success, yet success breeds comfort, and comfort can easily turn into complacency. Some recall that in its early years, the Monterey Jazz Festival had made a point of offering the full variety of musical styles.
He did always have some kind of a surprise coming up. I know I came up one year where they recreated some of the earlier bands like Fletcher Henderson. They recreated the Jimmy Lunsford Band. He always had something going. He always brought the great musicians here.
Ladies and gentlemen, Miss Marion McPartland.
Both from the truly thoroughly modern to even the old days. You know, they'll have some Dixieland here. They'll have some New Orleans style. They'll have some Chicago style, some swing, into bebop and free jazz. So it's a place that you can come. There's no telling what you're going to hear.
By 1990, most of the surprises had stopped. You didn't come to Monterey for a variety of styles. Lyons' tastes grew increasingly conservative.
I liked them, I think, probably more than anything else, and they were the very best ones around.
Monterey had become a sort of mainstream and bebop preservation hall, and even die-hard fans complained that, given the variety of exciting new styles and performers around at the time, it was a crime not to represent them at the festival.
Well, Jimmy was very reluctant to book any fusion bands. I mean, anybody that plugged in, he was very reluctant to use. And I told him, that there was some great music out there, and he shouldn't be so prejudiced about it just because they plug in.
The event continued to be a sellout, yet in 1990, fans were divided between those who came to party, no matter who was there, and those who longed for more imaginative programming. Change was inevitable, even if it meant changing general managers. At 74, Lyons became increasingly fatigued and ill. And in 1991, the board of directors hired Tim Jackson, then 37-year-old manager of the highly successful Kuumba Jazz Center in Santa Cruz, as general manager of the festival. The great Jimmy Lyons passed away in April of 1994.
Jimmy's dreams were totally realized. He had this one vision to present the finest music and the finest musicians he could find in the world to the world. And they all loved to come here.
It was his family. We were definitely family. That's why I stuck it out. I mean, it was never for the money. I mean, we were lucky if we came out even on it by the time it was hotel and food and everything. But we all did it because for 1 week of the year, it was like having another family, and you'd love to see them. It was like having a family reunion. And we all did our jobs, but the main thing was we all got to get together. And, you know, he was our father figure, and, you know, it was just great.
Dizzy Gillespie died a year before his friend, Jimmy Lyons. Many were gone now: Duke, Woody, Monk, Mingus, Cal Tjader, Sarah Vaughan. Miles Davis died in 1991, Carmen McRae in 1994.
I think about so many people who used to come years ago who are no longer with us, and that makes me sad.
The last time I was on this stage was in '92, and the MCs for the evening were Jimmy Lyons and Dizzy Gillespie. And it's the last time I saw either of them. They were both invited the next day to come to my 50th wedding anniversary. And they were both going to come, and both of them said that they didn't feel well. So when your friends say they don't feel well, you have to really think about, hey, is this the last time I'm going to see them?